New Mexico, obvioush defense got put into some tough situations, but also they had a lot of long plays against you guys. But this last game, they only really had one.
Mm-hmm.
What was different, and what were you most proud of about what your defense did last week?
Well, I think the guys, they felt really comfortable about the plan. We'd spent some time on it, and luckily it paid off, and they felt good about where they were supposed to be aligned, the things they were supposed to be seeing, and how they were supposed to react. Obviously, we had the long, explosive run play early on, which was on me because there was something new, that we were in a call that wasn't designed for the zone. It was more designed for the veer or the dive scheme, which they'd done out of a certain personnel. So we obviously got that adjusted and made sure we didn't get in that situation again. But the guys did a heck of a job. They really did, and they played fast, and that's what happens when you feel comfortable.
After the game, Tanner was talking about, just being disciplined and buying in and all that stuff. You made it sound simple, but it kind of wasn't necessarily simple against the triple option the last couple of years. The approach in terms of what you're doing to maybe drive things home differently.
Well, we spent a lot of time on it, and I think we as coaches, we always joke around. It's all in the presentation, and how you communicate it to the guys. And the simpler and more clear you can make it to them, obviously the better they're going to feel about it. And so for us as coaches, that's our goal, and that's really what we spend a lot of time on is how are we going to teach them, how are we going to relay this information to them, and then obviously our guys, they're eager, they're great learners. That's one thing we talk about here is, just teaching them how to learn and having the ability to learn.
How big of a hurdle was it just to go against the triple option and gain the confidence that they can go against it for 4 quarters?
Yeah, no question. It was great for our confidence, obviously, to be able to go out there. Last year we did pretty solid against the run game, but obviously had too many explosive plays in the pass game, and when the Blues were on the field, our first team was on the field for the first 3 quarters. I feel like those guys played with a lot of confidence, and as always, it's not going to be perfect, but guess what? It was very much improved, and they felt good about it. That's the most important thing. The guys felt good about what they were doing and what they were doing out there. And even on the long run play, they came to the sideline, and we should have got out of that. We should, the adjustment was already made. We didn't even need to say anything to them.
Mm-hmm. With that, I've been asking some of the guys about it. I think you were at Colorado in 06. Is that right?
Yeah.
When they won the festival, do you remember watching it, and what was that kind of like as a former player? And
yeah, no doubt. No, I was actually at the game, and so it was awesome. Yeah, I got to go to the game, and just being away from the program for a few years there, and then obviously that was the biggest bowl game we had been to, and probably the biggest game we've been in. And so having the opportunity to be there was awesome with a lot of the former players and alumni, and sitting in the stands down there where a lot of that stuff unfolded on that side of the field. It was a good spot to be. It was fun.
How much have you noticed things what that game did for this program, and once you came back here? The buildings have changed because of it and all that stuff. How much has things changed because of that one game?
Well, I'll tell you what, the expectations are definitely a lot higher because of that one game, but that's just kind of where we've gone, not only as a program, but as a university, as a city. Since that game, 10 years ago, the university's grown a ton. A lot of great things have happened in the community here, the growth in the community here. So I think as a whole, not only for this football program, this athletic department, but in general, it's kind of, I feel like that's just kind of the culture around here, the mentality. There's high expectations, on this campus, and we just got to keep pushing forward.
I asked Zach this as an outsider looking in. Did that game change the way he viewed the Boise State program? He said it did. But I'm interested, as you as a former player and as an alumnus, did that change the way that you viewed this program and what this school was capable of at an FBS football level?
You know what? It didn't really change the way, for me personally, and I don't think for a lot of our guys. It kind of maybe, obviously a lot of people want to say it put us on the map, but the people that are around the program and all that stuff and been around here, it was very significant because we were able finally to knock off, in a Fiesta Bowl, a very, very good football team. but for us that had been around here, I mean, that's just it's the way we've been. I mean, the underdog. We always want to see ourselves as the underdog, and that's the mentality we're going to take.
I know there's been